Hi, this is Dr. Lamberg, and I'm going to present to you with a framework for effectively and efficiently using your class time to support student learning. We know that learning happens when students' brains are actively engaged and they're making connections with information that they already know with new information. As teachers, we have full plates. Within an hour, we're supposed to teach the standards, the curriculum, and differentiate and meet individual needs. If you have 30 kids or 35 kids, it's just physically impossible to spend 5 to 10 minutes with each child and meet individual needs and do that within the whole hour you have for your lesson, or maybe if you're lucky, an hour and a half. So there has to be a better way, a more efficient way to do this. And I'm going to share with you some research that I've been doing the last 14 years on how you can do this efficiently and effectively. Things I started to do is started looking at the research on what's out there on discussions and how can we effectively do this. What I discovered is even though the research existed, it wasn't put together as a process so that you can use it. So what I'm going to share with you today is all the information I have been trying out with 14 years of working with teachers. So everything I learned here came from teachers, and they have been tried out in classrooms and even in Warsaw classrooms. And there are many teachers getting some great results in this. I know that in Warsaw you have been working on accountable talk. So some of you are already having great discussions. What we're going to do is to build on the work you've been doing and strengthen it. How we can move kids from the concrete level to the abstract, and how can we do it efficiently. A lot of times discussions remain at the level where the kids share their answers and it kind of ends there, and sometimes it might leave kids hanging. So I'm going to be sharing with you 3 strategies from the 3 levels of sense-making framework that you can move kids to a different level, from concrete to abstract, or from lower level strategies to more sophisticated strategies. The 3 levels of sense-making framework is so simple and easy to use. The first, you just basically start out with posing a problem, and you want to think through what problem you want kids to solve. And maybe your issue is place value, and that's what you want to come out of the discussion. So you give a problem where kids have to regroup. And then you have a couple of kids share their answers. You always start with a modeling strategy, because why? That's easier to follow. So you might select about three to 4 kids to share, no more, and carefully sequence the order. So you want the kid who is using the models first to share, and then the kid who is just using their number facts later on, so that the kids can see the connection between the models and then the strategies they're using. So when a kid is out there sharing, it's really important that the rest of the class can follow along, because the purpose is to figure out what is that kid thinking and why is it making sense, or why is it not making sense. The second level is to go, well, what is same and different about the kid who is using the algorithm and the kid who is using the model? What is similar about their strategies? A lot of discussions end here, but the third level is so critical. So by solving this problem, what did you learn about place value? So what's the big ideas? So as you can see, you're incorporating a lot of standards for mathematical practices, such as problem solving, looking at structure in mathematics, attending to precision, and other parts of the standards, just in the simple moves in the discussion. You cannot just think about discussion in a vacuum. You have to think about it in the process of teaching. And that's why it's really important. I will be presenting a framework on to situate that discussion, from how you design your physical space, how you develop your classroom routines, and how you plan for your lessons. So really, it's really important in thinking about, well, what about place value do I want kids to learn? Let me kind of share with you an example as to how learning happens. Many times we provide kids with disconnected information that doesn't build with anything. This is something I like to do with adults. I give them a bunch of random symbols, and I say, I'm giving you 45 seconds to memorize it. And I'm going to give you a quiz at the end. After 45 seconds, I have them reproduce it and share their papers with each other and see how many got correct. Sadly, not anybody yet to date has got every single one correct. Most of them can't even remember half of it. The chances are is a week later they'll probably be lucky if they remember one or two of those symbols. The question is why? Why is it you can't remember it? It's not because these people aren't intelligent. It's just because the information is disconnected and it just doesn't make sense. So when something doesn't make sense, you don't retain it or you don't remember it.